Hey, it's James, Fathers Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. I got another one for you of a dad using a writ of habeas corpus in order to get assistance from the cops and the authorities to get his kid back. So a guy just texted me the other day, and then I just followed up with him today. The mom wasn't following the court order, wasn't letting him see the kids. He couldn't get the kids. And we did a consult, and I don't think he knew what a writ of habeas corpus was, and we talked about it. And bam, he got one, and now he's got his kids. And I just talked to a couple of dads this week that could use a writ of habeas corpus, and their attorneys never even told them that that was an option. So how come I'm working with dads who don't have an attorney and they're getting their kids with a writ of habeas corpus, but your attorney didn't even tell you about that option? But I'm the con artist, right? According to the haters. And then I got people. I just looked at somebody just commented on the child support is fraud guy on my YouTube channel. Lionel. I forget his last name. His name's Lionel. He misleads people. He makes people think that you can get rid of your child support order outside of administrative orders. And this guy keeps getting on there saying, oh, look at the history of it. You're wrong, James. The courts are unconstitutional. Yeah, no ish, Sherlock. What are you doing about it, though? People love coming on and talking about the knowledge they have in their head. Knowledge puffs you up. When you know something, it makes you feel smart. That's why there's so many people out there with knowledge talking so much crap, but they're horrible human beings. I don't want to just give people some knowledge. I want to give people the power to do something and accomplish something. So if you go to that child support is fraud guy, the video I do on my YouTube channel, Lionel, or if you just type in child support on my YouTube channel, you'll see this guy commenting, well, he's right, and they're unconstitutional. So what? What are you actually doing? See, I'm a doer. I want people to do something, to accomplish something, to get their kids or get rid of their child support order. This guy is just talking hot air about hypothetical theories and all this other stuff that nobody's following. You know, a black dude in the 1920s that was pulled over by the cops in Georgia say, well, Lincoln freed us and we're equal. Do you think that will save him when he's confronted with the cops in the real world? Or a Jew in Nazi Germany, hey, the United Nations says this. I'm talking about dealing with reality when you actually go to the courthouse. What are you actually doing? These attorneys aren't telling you guys what to do. Numbnuts idiots who ride the jock strap of that child support is fraud guy are sitting there saying, oh yeah, theory this and theory that, and here's another theory, and here's another. We all know the whole system is unconstitutional. What are you doing about it to actually get something for somebody? Like to actually get their kids in their presence? People love talking all this hot air bullcrap like a bunch of. This is a feminine issue with men. We talk about talking about what we're talking about. I want people to actually get their kids, to actually have a life with their kids. I don't want people just sitting here talking legal theories and winning an argument in their own mind, and they still don't have their kids or they're still paying child support up the yin yang. So many faggots out here. Anyway, let's get to some testimonials about people actually getting their kids and stuff actually happening in their lives. Okay, there's a picture of my beautiful daughter when she's a baby. Let me get to the text message I got. So, actually, I got a couple text messages the other day, and then I replied to this guy today. Maybe it was yesterday. Yeah, today. Hey, buddy, I'm just here. Obviously, I'm going to block out his full number and his full name. Hey, buddy, I'm just here to let you know, again, thanks for your advice. I did follow up. The judge granted my petition, and I'm supposed to get my kids back after tomorrow. So, I didn't hear where they got his actual kids. So, I'm going to show you this next message over here. But he says, here's proof that the judge granted my name. He's reminding me of his name and his city. Block that out. Just in case you want to use my proof for your YouTube videos, it's totally fine with me. Thanks once again. Means a lot to me. Gracias. So he showed me the writ of habeas corpus that was signed. So this says writ of habeas corpus for a child. There's a pending action in Texas here. There you go. Pending action in Texas. You can pause it and zoom it in if you don't believe me. Now, therefore, you're holding in custody the interests of these children. It's alleged you hold in your custody and illegally restrain said child of liberty. Now, therefore, it's commanded you hand the police, you produce the kids, 3rd day of July, and the children informed, alleged or restrained by liberty by you, at which time and place you shall hold the children. So, if she doesn't do that, then the cops get involved. And then this was continuation from his original one. I said, wow, how far away is your kid again? Because I couldn't remember how far away. He said 30 minutes apart, but the mother refuses to let me see the kids on my days. She was not following court orders. And I said, nice. And then today I followed up. Did you get your kids back? Yes, sir. So he got the kids. Now let's go on my YouTube channel and do something that the vast majority of you don't do because you don't want to take advantage of all the free information that's available to you. But I'm going to show you. Let's type in writ here. Typing in the word writ in the search bar. You can't do this on a phone, but you can do it on a tablet, laptop, desktop. I'm on my desktop. And then boom, here comes the first thing that pops up. This video about writ of habeas corpus after mom took flight from Atlanta to Philly. So I did a video and I'm showing you having zero tolerance to the mom's and then I show you this guy's information in the back and his text messages. Now this guy that's in this video, and by the way, since we're on here, when you go onto my YouTube channel, there's my flow page right there, which has a lot of these free resources and helpful information, all kinds of stuff that I talked about on the podcast that I was on. But this guy, I'm showing the route. But anyway, this guy there we go. So I have a testimony that I'm showing another dad. Now this dad in this situation, the Atlanta to, let me see if I can, let me just back out here. Yeah, I'll just leave it right here in the background. And, well, let me go to the other thing that I was talking about. This recent, if you guys want to go to this video, this is Child Support is Fraud Guy, Lionel Tillman. He says truth, but also is misleading. And this guy comes on here and he's riding his jock strap like he's his little gay lover and says, oh, you're wrong. It applies to federal court, district court, Supreme Court, and all these theories and Article 3 of your Constitution, blah, 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 blah. Okay, how well has that worked with guys that you helped? All you're doing is just talking and yakking and talking and yakking and saying a bunch of stuff. How many guys have you helped? Nobody probably, because all you're doing is just up here riding the jockstrap of your boyfriend up here, saying what a wonderful guy that he is, because you want to win an argument on YouTube with a theory. I want guys to get their kids now. I want guys to be in their kids' lives now, like this. See? You could talk all the yakety yak you want, but I had my child. You could talk about whether this works or that works, or all these hypothetical theories. The court system is unconstitutional. I used it. I got full custody of my daughter when she was 7 months old. And then if you don't believe me on that, then all you got to do is go on my flow page, which is like a link tree, has everything in one spot, including proof James 1, court orders, my custody order, my contempt order, wins in the Court of Appeals, etc. So back to the guy that's in this video. This guy had 2 hours of visitation in Georgia. Then a few months, then he was on top of everything and fighting and looking up stuff and calling me up and say, hey, I found this legal doctrine and stuff that I'd never even heard of. He's doing better than me on some stuff. He got a hold of me right after his kid was born. He got 2 hours of visitation. It took him months to jump through the hoops, a couple months at least. And then he got 50-50, and that was our final order. And then she took off from Georgia to Pennsylvania. Then he called me up, did a writ of habeas corpus. He flew up there. He actually had the FBI involved. I'd never seen that happen. And then he got his kid, and now he's got custody of his kid last time I checked with him. Writ of habeas corpus. Why do you have an attorney if that's an issue? If you can't see your kids, or somebody's violating a court order, or you don't know where your kids are, or the mother's hiding or whatever, or withholding the kids, how come your attorney hasn't even given you hasn't even told you about the process of writ of habeas corpus? I've seen it countless times, work for mothers, seen guys like this who actually grow some balls and actually do something about it. And these guys don't even have attorneys, and they're using a writ of habeas corpus. And I just showed you the actual writ from one of the guys. Go to your attorney and say, how can we do a writ of habeas corpus? Okay, how come these guys representing themselves are getting their kids without it? Look at this guy's videos, or look at this writ that's online. Look at this guy, James, a warehouse worker who flunked out of college. He got full custody of his daughter when she was 7 months old. You're telling me not to even try for 50-50. How come these bums can do it and they don't got a law degree, but you don't even want to try? Post that to your attorney. And then wake up and realize that you need help from me or somebody else who actually won. But I don't know anybody else who actually won that's out there. There's a bunch of yakking talkers like the guy riding the jock strap of Lionel. Anyway, get some help. Reach out. Call or text for the consult if you want some